Alright, so that was the whole wait a minute. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Let's take you back to the beginning. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. So if you saw my last video, you know I had a great weekend with the 50% off sale where I picked up roughly 40 items. And it took me like a good 2 or 3 days to get everything documented, photographed, and put away. I don't have it all listed yet, but it's all put away. My room is in order, and I'm ready to go sourcing again. So today I'm going to hit the Goodwill, and I'm going to hit 1 or 2 locals, and we'll see how it goes. So thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy the video. Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you today, sir?
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
My first spot I go to right away is where they leave the carts before they hit the shelves and find some good stuff. Today, unfortunately, there was nothing. Bag section, today also there was nothing. Then I head over to, there's about 5 racks of these shoes and hopefully find something there. So I was looking at a few pairs that seemed, nothing was really good. Found a pair of Nikes that looked like they had a potential. So the condition was good. So I looked them up, and on Nikes, you can always just enter that serial number into eBay, and it will bring up the model number. Unfortunately, for what they were selling for compared to what they were priced, I think they were priced $15. So I had to pass on these. Then I found a pair of Patagonia, which is a great brand, hiking shoes. They were in good condition, just needed a little cleaning. But then when I looked inside, the heels had big chunks taken out of both shoes. So that was another pass. So no shoes today at Goodwill. So after Goodwill, I headed to St. Vincent de Paul, which is just a few miles away. And once in a while, you can find some good things there. Their clothing is a little high priced. Luckily, today they were doing a half off sale. But once in a while, you can find some good vintage stuff here, too. They get a lot of older donations. My biggest pet peeve with thrifting is when you find things and they're nicely hung and they're not wrinkled, and then you buy them at the thrift store and they ball them up and put them in a bag. So by the time you get home, they're wrinkled and you can't even take pictures right away. So I got to sit here now and fold them. Come on, people. Now that is much better. It's been a mediocre day. Only 2 things at Goodwill, 2 hats. There was no good sneakers today. And that's the first, every time I've gone, I've pulled at least a pair or 2. And on this second stop, I got some decent clothing, a couple nice sports jackets. So we're at stop number 3, and we're not going to give up. We don't get down. Even if I had a 0 at this point, you always keep going because that next stop might be the gem of the day, or the week, or the month. So let's go in and see what they got. The real question is this going to be the elevator ride to success or to failure? We shall see. I found nothing in this store. It is often hit and miss, but I did find 2 Pearl Izumi, which is a great cycling brand. These sleeveless cycling jerseys, but they were marked $6 each, so at $12 for the 2. Even if I paired them together, there wouldn't be enough profit. So, all right. So like mentioned in the title, that last stop wasn't anything. I found 0. There was a guy there with a big cart of stuff in the clothes already. And, you know, that's how it goes. Thrifting is timing. I mean, I've left there 15 minutes ago. Right now, they could be rolling out a cart with, like, the best things on it. So it's timing. So the more frequency you go, or the more frequent you go, I should say, you know, the better your odds of finding something. It's like being a salesman. The more doors you knock on, the more people you pitch, the better odds of making a sale. So if you go once a month, you know, once every 2 weeks, you know, your odds are much less than if you get every day or every couple of days or whatever. So that's how it goes, and I don't get down about it. I just pulled up to the next spot, and maybe we'll find something here. All right, so at this next stop, I was looking at the clothing, which was all $1 today. And this is the sister store to my favorite place, which is still closed, but this one opened. And I found a few good items, as you can see. One of them was a Lululemon. All right, so I'm back. That last stop, I got a few things. 5 items, 6 items. And as I was saying earlier, you really have got to control your expectations when you're thrifting. Now this is basically targeted to new thrifters who are just starting. Maybe you've never even been to a thrift store, or you've been once or twice casually, but now you're going with the purpose of finding things to resell. So once you get into it, the sourcing, everyone's going to tell you, it becomes an addiction. Like you feel like you got to go and you got to find stuff. And when you don't, or if you don't have a good haul compared to the last one, it really can mess with your mind. And, I don't want to say get depressed, but it can bring you down. And you can't let that happen. Okay, you just got to roll with it. And the next time you go is another day, and you're going to have different outcome. Some days you're going to be good. And I've put, that's the one thing with new sellers, when you watch people's videos, everyone is showing you the greatest hauls. Now I've put out a video or two where I've come home with like 1 or 2 things. I even did a yard sale video way back when I started, like a year ago, that I went to like 10 or 11 yard sales and I didn't buy a single thing. And I posted that video. I had 0 for the haul. But I wanted to give that, that reality. Don't hype people up with, hey, every time you go, you're going to make $300, $400, $500 at a thrift store. It's not the case. But you got to keep going back. That's what I'm trying to say. So now that I'm home, let's go through the things that I did find today. It wasn't a home run like last weekend, but it was decent. So today I'm going to call it was a middle of the road haul. So first stop was Goodwill, and all I found was 2 hats. And that was it. I spent $4. This one is a Miami Dolphins bucket hat. It's still got the tag, and that's the Goodwill code, but it's still got the hanger. So brand new, never worn. The inside's nice and clean. And it's got the NFL camo cancer ribbon. And this is a new era hat. So I don't know what that's going to comp for, but maybe 12 bucks. And I picked up a John Deere hat. Not an old one, it's a new one. You can tell the difference on John Deere between vintage and not vintage by the deer. The one that's leaping upwards with his leg bent like that is newer. The one that's coming downward with his front legs straight, those are vintage. So this is just a plain John Deere hat. Nice and clean, I don't think it was ever worn. Again, probably like 12 bucks. Alright, the second stop, the first jacket I found is this University of Alabama Nike jacket. It's not a windbreaker, it's more of like a heavy cotton jacket. Got the white stripes, very nice jacket. Has the embroidered swish. The A is a sewn on patch. And then on the rear, we have sewn on letters for Alabama. All clothes were half off today, so that was $3. Alright, second jacket I found is this vintage Reebok, like a windbreaker track jacket. Full zip, gray and black. The way that I know it's vintage is by the label. Okay, this plain white with the blue writing and the red one line. Keep watching because I'm going to show you a website that will help you identify and to date labels. This is probably going to be, I'll call it 90s. It could possibly be late 80s. Made in Taiwan. Made in Taiwan was kind of like the in-between between the US and China. But this is a nice windbreaker, and again, this was $3. Next jacket is this Indianapolis Colts NFL team wear, size XL, very good condition. That one had a marking of 6. Usually they don't mark their stuff. But again, that was also $3 half off. Okay, then from the last stop, picked up a few items. First one is this Callaway Opti Dry, just a men's polo shirt. And here's the tag, Opti Dry. You got to be careful. This is size XXL. You've got to be careful with men's polos because there's millions of them out there. So you want something unique, whether it be a color or new with tag. I want to say this is new without tags because I could tell by the feel. I don't think it was ever washed. And all clothing at this last stop was $1. And this, I haven't even comped it, but it's unique. It's a nice color. It's like a blue and white cloud finish. And it's Opti Dry. So, maybe 15 bucks. Alright, same store. I found these Lululemon yoga pants. Very good condition. Often you're going to find the crotch in these wore out. That's what I tend to see a lot, especially on the ones that are more of a cotton. These are more of the silky feel because they wear them in cycling class, so that crotch will get all the beads knotted up and worn out. But these are really good. It's got like the different material scrunch on the bottom. And if you happen to not know, that is the Lululemon logo. It looks like the outline of a woman's hairline, but it's actually the letter A. So that lemon, and these sell for good money. And these are just a gray with like a kind of a pink and orange. And one thing you're going to find with Lululemon is you rarely are going to find the tag. Everybody seems to remove them. I guess it's just very annoying. But if you unzip, now see, some of them have a coin pocket, this one doesn't. But in the back, at the waist, or in the back like this, there's always a little round sticker. And right here, boom. I don't know if it's a 9 or a 6. But that's where your size is going to be if the inside tag is missing. Okay, on the t-shirt rack, I found 2 Tommy Bahama t-shirts. They're both same size, 100% cotton, size large. I don't think these were ever worn or washed. The material is perfect. The back of this one just says Tommy Bahama, Rack Star, and it has a smoker cooking ribs. It says Sail Mary, 2 sailboats, and then the name. Now, these were all $1 each, all clothing. I probably wouldn't have bought them if there was just one. Maybe I would have, because I'm only thinking it's going to be like a $10 or $12 t-shirt. But for the 2, they're the same size. For $2, I'll bundle them together, for like $18 or $20, and they get a larger sum of profit, one shot, one sale. Found these men's khaki shorts in a yellow. The brand Vineyard Vines, that pink whale. When I see Vineyard Vines, for me, this is a brand, as long as it's priced right, it's an automatic pickup. I won't even comp it. Because they might not sell for a lot, some of their things. Like these khaki shorts, these are called the club short. Has a tab inside right here, club short. These will probably only sell for $12, maybe $15. But Vineyard Vines is a solid brand, pretty quick seller. So for at $1, if I could sell them for 13, 14, 15 bucks, it's worth the pickup. Great. All right, I found these Asics Gel Noosa Tri 6, women's size 7. Kind of pretty unique, cool colorway for a woman. Excellent condition. They were 10 bucks. But it is what it is. And I believe they go for like in the $30 range. But they should sell pretty quick. Very good condition. Asics is a good selling brand. And the last item from that last stop is this Asahi Pentax binoculars. 35mm, 15 times zoom. Tested, they were good. Nice condition. No flaws, made in Japan. I think these are vintage. I'm not sure. I'll have to do a little research. But there is a comp for about $55, $54. And these were $5. So let me show you a website that you can use for like example that Reebok vintage jacket to identify labels. Now, there's a lot of brands on there. Not every single brand that's out there, but it's definitely worth a look. Whether you want to use it to studies, when you don't have something, or once you find something that you know is vintage, you can look up and pretty much ballpark date the item. So let me show you the website. Alright, so the website is vintagefashionguild.org. And if you right there on the top, you could go to label resources, A to Z listing. It's going to bring up the alphabet and you can click on whatever letter you want. And it's going to give you a long list of brands. Let's look at Adidas. So it's going to give you a little blurb about the company at the beginning. And then you scroll down, it's going to go from way back in, 30s, 40s, 50s, whenever. And it's going to show you different labels and when they're approximately from, what type of, brand. Like it says, there's from a jacket. There's from 1999 from a jacket. So it gives you an idea of labels. And it's just a good source to look at. Now, you're not going to find every brand or every label, but a lot of them are on there. So now let's look for like Levi's. Let's go to L. Scroll down. And we'll find Levi Strauss. So if we click on that, Same process. You scroll through. It's going to show you different labels from different time periods. Again, gives you a little blurb about the company, a little history about them. And you're just going to see labels that are very old. And it's going to, as you go down, it's going to get more modern. So just a really good source to have. And if you don't find anything on this website, just go to Google, say Google vintage Reebok label or whatever, and scroll through pictures and you'll find something there. All right, now let me show you the comps on everything I picked up today. All in all, I picked up 12 items. In that one store where I pulled a zero, that, like I said earlier about the mentality of it, is making me feel like I didn't have a great day. When in fact 12 items is decent, and I spent $35 and I'm estimating about 160 to 200 in sales. So hopefully I put a little learning into this as well, just showing you what I found. I gave you the website where you can search labels all the way back to the 50s. Told you about the Lululemon if there's no tag, which is usually not, how to find the size. So hopefully that's some good information for you. And I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, put them down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.